On the ground to start things off, it's Nigel Mitchell. Carried the ball 55 times a year ago to the air for the first time. Down the near sideline, receiver able to haul it in. That's Braden Walton, the 180-pound junior for Battleground. It's in his third season. Big champions a year ago. Not a lot of room for Mitchell on the 1st and 5 carry. Evan Kellum with the tackle for BGA. The tight end motions across the formation. Back on the ground with Mitchell. Tries to make a cut, gets across the 30. Should be enough for a first down as Caden McNeil with the tackle. A guy, St. Michael, a school that is just 10 years old. Trying to get this one to the outside. That's Anthony Howard cutting it back up the middle. End up picking up about a yard on the play. Bottom. Tim Thomas in the slot. Rivers with a handoff to Mitchell looking for a lane, and he runs into a wall of white jerseys.
And there's going to have to be some patience.
Gunnar Rivers looking to throw. Pressure coming. Dumps it out of the backfield to Mitchell. Mitchell across the 20 to the 15 into the end zone. Touchdown. Blitz coming, set up the screen and executed it perfectly.
And what an opening possession by the Cardinal.
Extra point is blocked, kind of a low snap, couldn't be handled, so a 6-0 lead for St. Michael. They right out of the gun to the air, and he goes to Maddox Porter on the first play of the game. That's good for a short gain. A year ago, Maddox Porter, 78.
Big-time P4 offers one of the best receivers in his class.
Bryant to the air, taking a shot down the field. Flags come in as Porter was held up on the go route. I think you see the plans for. We'll do 2nd down and 3 all over again. Curry was in motion. The pass is complete to Porter. Kind of a bubble screen look there. He's got 2 catches already, and it picks up the offers from the 2 SEC schools in this state, Auburn and Alabama. They come to Porter again, makes the move inside, gets to the outside. After a stiff arm, he goes out just across the 45. Start the game for Bo Bryant for BGA. All 3 completions to Maddox Porter. This one, though, complete to Maximus Curry. Max Curry, the son of Brandon
in that state championship run in 2025.
First down in St. Michael territory. Bo Bryant looking deep. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. Wide open. Maddox Porter spins his way into the end zone. A 40-yard touchdown catch. Time for Bo Bryant, who starts his high school starting career perfect. 4 for 4. The extra point is good, and Battleground takes a 7-6 lead. It is a grass field, no turf here at St. Michael. Look at Mitchell trying to get to the outside. What a start for him in the season opener. He rumbles out to the 39-yard and said he knew there was something a little bit different at about that age. This pass complete to Braden Walton. Walton able to split defenders and get into BGA territory. Brought down just across the 45.
Definitely not a shot put.
Mitchell off the delayed handoff. Rumbles down close to the 35-yard line. So Monday night for the Rivers family was finished. Handoff to Mitchell. Patient behind his blockers. It's across the 30. That's enough for another first down. 37 yards. They told us great vision for Nigel Mitchell. Now Rivers taking a shot toward the end zone. Dropped. Braden Walton couldn't haul it in. Had it right there. Jason Thompson.
More come his way as his junior season goes on.
Back to Nigel Mitchell on the ground, picking his way down to the 15-yard line, and another first down. Together by Paragon. I think most of them, or both of them, thought that it might be under the lights. Instead, under the high sun, as Rivers, who's a sneaky good runner, will pick his way down inside the 10. Little will come in now, the 6'2", 165-pound junior. He gives it to Mitchell. Nowhere to go this time. Runs into a wall of jerseys. Kellum and Also Plunkett there to make the tackle for 55 yards. Did not have a touchdown or an interception. Petri setting up a screen. A one-handed catch made by Mitchell, but a good tackle from behind there by Justice Pittman. Big man from the defensive line, able to is the kicker wearing number 1 on to attempt the kick, and he pulls that one left. They have hooked it a bit. He's got a big leg, they say, from
some work on that right knee. He currently has it taped up and he's working with trainers, but sounds like if he can, he will return to the game, but currently just trying to work through that injury of those spasms and getting it to where he feels good enough to come back.
We saw anybody get a hit on Bo Bryan.
Bryan looking back to his left after rolling right, and it's incomplete. That time it was intended for Jake Birdie, one of the tight ends on this BGA. Anthony Howard has come into the game at corner. He's at the bottom of your screen. To the air, middle of the field. That's caught by Max Curry. Enough for a first down out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 20.
They answer the challenge.
Bryan stands in, looking downfield, lobs it down the sideline, and it is caught. A reception there by Porter. Flag comes in on the play.
Pass interference.
Play action. Bryan with time, and this one sails high, intended for Porter. Taylor, on that last one you had one-on-one on the out, so just a 10th grader. Here's a handoff, one of the rare running plays we've seen. It's Max Curry who motioned into the backfield. He'll carry it across the 30. It's now motions into the slot. Bryan with pressure in his face, takes a one-on-one shot. That ball is caught. Maddox Porter hauls it in inside the 5-yard line, and again, BGA trying to extend their 1-point lead. O'Brien going to keep it himself after the fake, and he's dragged down at the 4. Evan Parton there. 230. It had been 22 years prior to that. 2 years ago, they were the state runner-up. Last year, a state champion. Bryan complete to Maddox Porter. Down around the 1-yard line. It's going to be third game and hung 61 en route to the title. Here, Bryan on third down toward the end zone. Incomplete. That was intended for Maximus Curry. Could not haul it in, throw a lure. 6 catches and a touchdown. Bottom of your screen. O'Brien looking in that direction. Now steps up. Going to try to take off and run. Spins. Ball comes out. And it's recovered by St. Michael. Just 9 yards to go, and Petri is still in at quarterback for the Cardinals. He's looking to the air, nearly throws the interception. That was off the hands of Jason Thompson behind the intended returns away after a defensive stop by St. Michael. They give it to Mitchell, who's trying to get to the outside. Breaks a tackle and out across the 10. They got a little breathing room and a first down. Petri. Hands off to Mitchell, and he's got hard yards straight up the gut there. Pick up about 3, maybe 4 on the first down carry if you're just joining us. Howard in motion. Now they throw it to him, coming back toward the inside, and he is dropped by Jonah Miller. Jonah Miller, the junior quarterback in the absence of Gunnar Rivers, looking to throw. Flushed in the pocket, and he throws incomplete in the direction of Anthony Howard.
That's some pressure in the
Just kind of monitoring and seeing how he's feeling.
Ashley, thank you. Fletcher Fields on the ground. He'll take it across the 40. Gang tackle there by St. Michael after a gain of 6, maybe 7.
The defensive side to create a little more momentum, maybe a takeaway.
O'Brien back to the air. That ball is caught by Maddox Porter. He's driven out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like it's going to be just short of. And as a third down coming here, under center, straight ahead, trying to move that pile and get a new set of downs, and that's exactly what BGA does. O'Brien on the keeper. O'Brien lets this one fly toward the end zone, toward Curry. Flag on the play. Ball falls incomplete, but Jack Curry knocking on the door once again. They were stopped on fourth down. A give and or a up, and it's a touchdown throw is what it is. Maddox Porter on the reception, gave him the outlook and then turned it up the field.
Doing on the outside.
Fields cutting it back up the middle. He is dropped just shy of the 15.
And again, to go back to that rule, there's always a little bit of a...
With a score of their own, made the extra point to take a 1-point lead. Bryan on the keeper, off the fake, lowers his head, flag comes in. He is very close to the first down. Two steps forward, one step back right now for BGA. Bo Bryan to the air. That pass is complete to Jaden Cannon. Cannon back down to the 6.
The Kings will see it at the college level, even the NFL as well.
On the ground with a seam up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Fletcher Fields. From 8 yards out, Fields gets it into the end zone for the score. He had 8 touchdowns a year ago. That's the one doing the cheering for BGA here in Fairhope, Alabama. The extra point is up and good, and that makes it an 8-point lead for the Wildcats. Fourth
Slot right now. He and Anthony Howard will have to make some plays here.
Toss to Mitchell. He's got a first down run out across the 45. Good hard running for Nigel Mitchell. You heard Trevor talk about it just a second ago. It's on the board before the half. Again, Nigel Mitchell on the carry. Nowhere to go. In fact, he'll lose a yard on the carry. Clock continues to run as we approach 90 seconds. 8 down 14-6. 1:10 until halftime. There's a fake and a toss, and that is a completion to Walton. Still on his feet. He's going to be dropped at the 37.
On him.
Walton had 7 touchdown catches a year ago. This time they hand it off to Mitchell. He'll get across the 35. And a timeout now taken by St. Michael. Wildcats with a 21-6 lead over the Cardinals as we begin the third quarter. Going to the air, Maximus Curry. We had a couple of touchdown catches in the first half. He's going to be wrapped up and dropped for maybe a... Clearly that is not going to be the case. Just hope that long term there's nothing serious there. Go route down the sideline. That ball is hauled in by Maddox Porter. He had a huge start to the game and makes his presence in the backfield alongside Bo Bryan. They'll hand it to Tice, and he works his way through the middle, gets down close to the 35-yard line. Good first down carry there for Tice.
Just being mixed in to spell some of these starters that have been on the field so much in that first half.
See, coming up tonight at 5 Eastern, Gainesville and Buford, Georgia. Good hard run there for Emerson Tice. Tice stays in the game off the left hip of Bo Bryan. He will put it on the ground again. This time, good penetration. Cam Kerbel leading the way, a captain on this defense for St. Michael. Get the snap off, and Tice again. This one, once again, blown up in the backfield. That is Dane Rogers, the 210-pound sophomore.
But teams like Ohio State, Georgia, OU, ton of offers for Cohen Dial.
Bryan shot to the end zone on 3rd and 14, and it's incomplete off the fingertips of Maddox Porter. So 1st and goal. This is Tice going to the outside, and he gets down inside the 5-yard line. Again, hard running from him. We saw Fletcher Fields to the end, going quickly. Right back on the ground. Tice going to walk into the end zone for a touchdown.
Take advantage of that pass interference. Back-to-back carries for Emerson Tice.
Extra point coming here for Walker Ford. It is up and good, and it is now 28-6. So an opening touchdown scoring drive for Battleground to start the third quarter. Gunnar Rivers chasing the all-time passing record in the state of Alabama. Coming into today's game, Rivers had thrown for 10,400. To the air, this one is caught by Braden Walton, breaks a couple of tackles and gets out across the 30-yard line, enough for a St. Michael first. Nigel Mitchell into the middle of that defensive line and leading the way there, Justice Pittman, the Western Kentucky commit here with the Chargers. And so now the offense back out, and this one is complete. That's to the tight end, Declan Reedy. He's a catcher on the baseball team as you get a look scrambling down close to the goal line in the first quarter of this game. On the ground for a first down. Nigel Mitchell on the carry. He was able to go off on his own path after the Gunner Rivers injury. Kind of felt like they might be headed for a back-and-forth shootout. Mitchell bounces it to the outside across midfield. He'll go out of bounds, a couple of yards shy of the first down. To replace a ton of production from a year ago. Petri taking a shot down the sideline, and this one is incomplete. Close to an interception there from Bright. From the 33, a first down. Quick pass. This one is complete to Walton. Walton continuing to drive the legs as he goes across the 30 and then has his helmet. 4-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 6. Here's Mitchell picking his way for a couple. Going to bring a 3rd down up.
Starting to get a little bit chippy.
32 touchdowns. Andy Cisneros is in the backfield. He gets the carry, gets to the outside, and across the 25, close to a first down. We'll have to check the spot. Set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 27. Cisneros again to the outside, got a little bit of room and absorbs the hit, spins his way to the 20. Jason Thompson on the tackle.
Number 30, Andy.
Down on the board. Making a throw toward the end zone, and a flag comes in. Trying to go to Braden Walton, had his jersey grabbed and slowed him down on the post. Petri. Petri into the game after the injury to Gunner Rivers. Floats one toward the end zone. That ball caught for a touchdown by Braden Walton. A 10-yard touchdown pass, Petri to Walton. The first touchdown pass of Petri's career. Mitchell back in the game. They toss it to Mitchell going left, and he is dropped in the backfield. Evan Kellum there to pull him down. The 3-star linebacker defense. Maddox Porter and Maximus Curry have been his favorite receivers so far today. This is Fletcher Fields on the ground to start the drive and moving the pile down inside the 30. And Cohen Dial, number 70. Promising future for him as Bo Bryant looks to go to the air. He takes a shot down the field, back shoulder throw, and that is caught by Cates Kennedy inside the. Looking at Kennedy as his 2nd target there. Back on the ground, Fields toward the end zone. He's stacked up at the 2. He's met there in the hole by off to his 2nd option. O'Brien keeping it himself, trying to push toward the end zone, and he is going to be dropped short. Maddox Porter at the top of the screen. Low snap. It's recovered by Fields, and then he's dropped back outside the 10-yard line. Find a way to win today. I'm taking tomorrow off to go fishing. On 4th down, Bo Bryant drilled from behind. Andy Cisneros coming from that offside linebacker spot. Bryant.
Certainly something to work on and improve.
BGA with a 16-point lead. Petri throws it up, a crossing route to Ken Thomas. Thomas breaks a couple of tackles, and he gets out near the 40-yard line. Petri flush from the pocket, rolling to his right. That ball is caught and then dropped by Ken Thomas. If it's a fumble, it was recovered backfield alongside Marshall Petri. Fakes it to Mitchell over the middle. This one is caught by Walton. Walton still on his feet, and he's shoved out of bounds just shy of the. Mitchell trying to get to the outside. He gets down close to the 20-yard line. That may be enough for a first down. It is in Steen. A 2-possession game. Mitchell working up the middle, group tackle there at the 15-yard line.
Mitchell with the carry.
Remember, BGA great field position. BGA couldn't come away with points. This is Cisneros on his feet inside the 5, and he's knocked down at the 2-yard line. Inside 9 minutes to play. Petri gives it off to Mitchell, tries to pick his way toward the goal line, and he stops short at the 1. Manny Fentress was there. So going for two, but it's a long two-point try. Down 10. Petri going to float it toward the end zone, and it's batted away. Colton Stanford, the ninth grader, has made some big plays in this second. I've seen both Fletcher Fields and Emerson Tice in the second half. Bo Bryant to the air. How about a big play on first down? Maximus Curry into the open field. Fastest man on the team. He'll run away from everybody. Touchdown, BGA. Flag comes in at the end. It was 80 yards to the score. To try the extra point. And that makes it 35-18. Just wanted to be there to watch his kids. Cisneros on the carry. Let's go down and check in with Ashley for more on Mr. Olympia.
Them and Dad being there and just being so proud of him, Dad also gets a chance to talk to the team about nutrition.
Just based on the pictures, it looks like he knows what you're supposed to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Justice Pittman,
Michael, 6.5 minutes to play. Petri to the air. That is complete to Ken Thomas. He's the ex-receiver in this offense for St. Michael.
and you know, we hope Gunnar Rivers is able to return this season, but they'll take a lot from this game.
Mitchell breaks the first tackle and then turns that into positive yardage. We'll bring up a third down to come back into the game. Zachary McClain, who's a wide receiver, lines up in the backfield this time and gets the carry. He's going to be short of the first down marker, school passing record. Knocked off his feet in the backfield. McClain can't even get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a turnover on down.
And a three-star.
O'Brien looking to the air, and he's got a completion to Maddox Porter. Over on the BGA sideline, 5 minutes clock in. High school football kickoff. Play action, Bryant looking down the field. He's going to check it down to Fletcher Fields out of the backfield. That's a first down for BGA.
They had to reload in a number of positions from a year ago, but I'm not sure that they have really missed a beat at any level.
Fletcher Fields finally going to be run out of bounds inside the 10-yard gain there for Fields. They'll hand it to him again. He's patient with this run, now cuts it toward the end zone, crosses the goal line, touchdown Fletcher Fields. What a patient run off the left side.
Back-to-back patient runs. Great job from Fletcher Field.
To make it a 42-18 lead for Battleground with 3.5 minutes to play. This one is blocked. That one came off the
offers, but I think those are coming for Bo Bryant.
You're going to have to forgive my math. The day was still spectacular. 375 yards, not 475. This afternoon.
We got the fighting Jordan Lynch's at Mount Carmel later. Pride of North.
2 minutes remaining. That's Ken Thomas on the catch. He'll get back. Just be on the original line of scrimmage. And we'll bring up only a clean play, but you hate it nevertheless. Kerbal on the ground. He's hit hard right at the 35. It'll be a turnover on downs with 1:03. Buford and Gainesville will play right here on ESPN2. Hank Bloomfield back into the game as a quarterback. Came in and played one play early. Bloomfield takes the snap. Taylor, he believed that he had a good team, really liked the skill positions, but said we need to see them for real in a game setting. I would imagine he's
board, not just from the wide receivers, running backs. And I also thought pass rush, ability for this front to get out to the quarterback. Justice Pittman was unbelievable today. Evan Kellum on the defensive side. Guys were fantastic. And again, still a huge season ahead of them. Some of these guys are still underclassmen. They got a lot of high school football, but these are going to be prospects and players you hear from for a long time.
Certainly a big moment today for Mark. Thought he played well, but you hope that Gunnar Rivers is able to return.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, it obviously changed the complexion of this game. Everything changed when Gunnar Rivers got hurt, and now you hope for the best, hope that this is a one-week deal and that he's able